What is a day? Is it merely the turning of the earth, a span of 24 hours marked by the clock on the wall? Or is it something more? Is it a battlefield, an empty canvas, a block of uncarved marble holding the potential for a masterpiece? Look closer. Feel the pulse of the dawn. It arrives not just with light, but with a choice. A profound, almost sacred choice that echoes in the quiet chambers of your own heart. Will this day own you, or will you own it? Will you be driftwood carried by the currents of circumstance, or will you be the captain, hand firm on the tiller, navigating toward a chosen shore? This isn't about grand sweeping victories announced with trumpets and parades. Not always winning the day. Every day is quieter, deeper. It's forged in the fires of intention, hammered out on the anvil of discipline, polished by the grit of resilience. It's about mastering the art of living deliberately, consciously, powerfully. One sunrise, one decision, one action at a time. Forget the illusion of overnight success. It's a myth whispered by those who haven't grasped the profound power of the daily rhythm. Legends aren't born in a single blinding flash of brilliance. They are built day by day, habit by habit, brick by brick. Think of Edison, not just in the moment the bulb finally glowed, but in the 10,000 preceding moments in the sweat, the setbacks, the unwavering refusal to let a single day pass without pushing the boundary, without learning, without trying again. That relentless dedication, that daily commitment. That is where the magic resides. That is the bedrock of legendary accomplishment. The first habit, the cornerstone upon which all others are built, is the mastery of your own mind. Before the world outside can impose its chaos, its demands, its doubts, you must establish dominion within your mind. Is the forge. It's where you shape your reality. Will you allow sparks of negativity, fear, and limitation to catch fire? Or will you consciously choose the fuel of possibility, courage, and resolve? Each morning presents this choice anew. You awaken not just to sunlight, but to the internal landscape of your thoughts and emotions. Do you greet the day with dread, scrolling through anxieties before your feet even touch the floor? Or do you seize those first precious moments to anchor yourself in strength, to remind yourself of who you are, what you stand for, and the potential that lies dormant within this single unfolding day? This isn't about naive optimism or ignoring challenges. The storms will come, the winds will howl, life guarantees friction. But the legend understands that while external events are often beyond control, the internal response is always a choice. Like Lincoln steering a nation through its darkest hour, holding firm to a vision of unity amidst unimaginable division. Your power lies not in preventing the storm, but in becoming the unwavering lighthouse that guides your ship through it. You choose the lens through which you view the world. Is that setback a roadblock, or is it a detour forcing you to discover a more creative path? Is that criticism a wound, or is it feedback, however harsh, offering a chance to refine your approach? Is this challenging task an unbearable burden, or is it the very resistance needed to build your strength like lifting weights builds muscle? Winning the day begins here, in the conscious cultivation of a mindset that seeks opportunity in obstacle strength, in struggle, and purpose in pressure. It's about silencing the inner critic, or at least turning down its volume and amplifying the voice of the inner champion. It's about recognizing that your thoughts are not immutable facts, but tools you can wield. Choose them wisely. Sharpen them daily. Use them to sculpt the reality you wish to inhabit. This internal victory secured before the day truly begins is the first indispensable step toward winning the world outside. It's the quiet foundation upon which empires of achievement are built. This internal dominion, this deliberate shaping of thought, leads directly to the next crucial element, unwavering, unshakable belief. Not a flimsy wish, not a hopeful maybe, but a core conviction that resonates deep within your bones. Belief in what? Belief in yourself first and foremost. Belief in your inherent capacity to learn, to adapt, to overcome, to create. Belief in the possibility of your vision, even when the path ahead is shrouded in fog. Think of Henry Ford, People laughed. They called him mad. The horseless carriage was a folly, a rich man's toy impossible to scale. But Ford believed he didn't just hope. He held an unshakable conviction, not just in the machine, but in the idea of accessible transportation for everyone. This belief wasn't blind. It was a force. It fueled his relentless drive, his innovations in the assembly line, his willingness to gamble everything on a future others couldn't even imagine. His belief wasn't just a feeling, it was the engine of his actions. Without this bedrock belief, your efforts will be hesitant. Your resolve will crumble at the first sign of resistance. Doubt is a corrosive acid. It eats away at the foundations of action. Belief, on the other hand, is the steel reinforcement. It allows you to withstand the tremors of failure, the weight of criticism, the long, arduous stretches where progress seems invisible. But belief cannot exist in a vacuum. It needs direction. It needs clarity. What precisely are you striving for today? Winning the day requires knowing what the win looks like. Vague aspirations lead to vague actions and vague results. Legends operate with precision. They know their target. Clarity is the antidote to overwhelm. The world bombards us with infinite possibilities, endless distractions. Without a clear focus for the day, you become reactive, pulled in 1,000 directions, achieving little of substance. Clarity means defining your priorities. What one or two things, if accomplished today, will move the needle significantly towards your larger goals? What is the most important work? What is the essential task that aligns with your deepest values and your grandest vision? This doesn't mean your day must be rigidly scheduled down to the minute, devoid of spontaneity, but it does mean having a North Star. Knowing your destination allows you to adjust your course when unexpected winds blow. It allows you to say no to the trivial many, so you can say yes to the vital few. Take the time, perhaps in the quiet moments after mastering your mindset in the morning, to define your intention for the day. Write it down. Visualize it. Make it tangible. What does success look like today? Is it completing that difficult report? Making that crucial phone call? Spending focused time on creative work? Practicing that new skill? Having that important conversation? This clarity transforms belief from an abstract concept into a practical tool. It channels your energy. It sharpens your focus. It turns the raw power of conviction into directed, effective action. When you combine a powerful mindset with unwavering belief and crystal clear intention for the day, you are no longer merely hoping to win. You are actively designing the victory. You are laying the tracks before the train of action begins to roll. You become the architect of your hours, not just a resident within them. With belief firmly rooted and clarity defining the immediate target, we ascend to the next level, the realm of vision and purpose. Winning the day isn't just about ticking off tasks. It's about ensuring those tasks contribute to something larger, something meaningful, something that pulls you forward even when motivation wanes. This is the power of a compelling vision fueled by a deep sense of purpose. A vision is more than just a goal. It's a vivid picture of a desired future state. It's the destination on your map, the mountain peak you're climbing towards. It's what gives context and significance to the daily grind. Why are you mastering your mindset? Why are you cultivating belief? Why are you seeking clarity each morning? Because each day is a single step on the path towards that vision. Think of Walt Disney. His vision wasn't just to make cartoons, it was to create the happiest place on earth, a realm of imagination, wonder, and storytelling that transcended the screen. This grand vision fueled decades of relentless work, innovation, and risk-taking. It guided countless daily decisions from the meticulous details of animation to the ambitious scope of theme park design. The daily wins, completing a scene, securing funding, solving an engineering puzzle, were all bricks laid in service of that magnificent overarching structure. Without a compelling vision, daily efforts can feel disconnected, meaningless. You might win the day in terms of productivity, but lose the plot in terms of life's direction. Your vision is your why. It's the emotional engine that drives persistence. When challenges arise, when fatigue sets in, when the path gets steep, it's the vision that whispers, "Keep going, this matters." And intimately tied to vision is purpose. Purpose is the deeper resonance, the sense that your efforts contribute to something beyond yourself. It's the intersection of your passions, your talents, and a need you feel compelled to address in the world. Purpose transforms work from a mere obligation into a calling. Find your purpose, and you find an inexhaustible source of energy. It might be serving others, creating beauty, solving problems, advancing knowledge, or championing a cause. It doesn't have to be grandiose in the eyes of the world, but it must be significant to you. When your daily actions are aligned with a clear purpose, even mundane tasks take on a new light. They become part of a larger narrative, a contribution to something you deeply care about. Napoleon Hill, after interviewing hundreds of the most successful people of his era, identified definiteness of purpose as a master key. Those who achieved greatly didn't just stumble into success. They were driven by a powerful, clearly defined purpose that animated their every action. They knew why they were getting up in the morning. They knew why they were pushing through obstacles. Their purpose was their compass and their shield. So how do you connect your daily wins to this larger vision and purpose? You consciously link them. At the start of the day, when defining your clarity, ask, how does accomplishing this task serve my vision? How does it align with my purpose? This simple act of connection infuses the day's work with meaning. It elevates it from a mere to-do list to a series of strategic steps towards a future you are actively creating. Winning every day becomes less about brute force and more about inspired alignment. You're not just pushing a boulder uphill. You're following a path you carved towards a summit you chose, driven by a why that resonates in your soul. This synergy of vision and purpose provides the context, the motivation, the staying power required, not just to win a day, but to build a life of significance, one deliberate day at a time. It transforms the daily battle into a meaningful quest. Now the bridge, the vital link between the internal world of mindset, belief, and vision, and the external world of results. This bridge is built of sterner stuff. It's forged in consistency, tested by resistance, and its name is discipline. Discipline, coupled with relentless action. Vision without action is hallucination. Belief without action is self-delusion. Winning the day demands not just knowing what to do, but doing it consistently, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Discipline is often misunderstood. It's not about punishment or rigid, joyless routine. It's about self-mastery. It's about making a promise to yourself, your future self, the one living the vision, and honoring that promise through your actions today. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want now. Think of the athlete training day in, day out. Rain or shine, tired or energized. The musician practicing scales for hours. The writer facing the blank page every morning. They understand that mastery isn't born from sporadic bursts of inspiration, but from the cumulative power of disciplined daily effort. It's the small, consistent actions repeated over time that carve canyons of capability. This is where habits become crucial. Winning the day is often about winning the crucial moments through established routines. The morning ritual that sets the tone. The dedicated block of focused work. The commitment to exercise or learning. The evening reflection. These aren't constraints. They are structures for success. They automate the decision-making process for essential activities, conserving your willpower for the truly challenging tasks. James Clear talks about the power of atomic habits. Tiny changes consistently applied, leading to remarkable results. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Focus on establishing one key habit that supports your vision. Master it. Then add another. Discipline isn't about becoming a robot. It's about strategically building systems that support your highest intentions, and discipline must lead to action. Not just busy work, but purposeful, focused action, aligned with the clarity you established earlier. Procrastination is the thief of destiny. Perfectionism is often fear disguised as high standards. Analysis, paralysis, keeps you circling the runway, never taking off. Legends are biased towards action. They understand that motion creates momentum. Thomas Edison didn't wait for the perfect filament design to appear in a dream. He tested thousands. Action. Henry Ford didn't endlessly debate engine schematics. He built prototypes. Action. The Wright brothers didn't just theorize about flight. They strapped themselves to fragile contraptions and hurled themselves into the wind. Action generates feedback. It reveals flaws in your plan. It uncovers unexpected opportunities. It builds real-world experience that theory alone can never provide. Even imperfect action is almost always better than perfect inaction. You can course-correct a moving ship. You can't steer a docked one. Winning the day means embracing this cycle. Discipline fuels consistent action. Action generates results and feedback. Results inform adjustments to your clarity and reinforce belief. It's a dynamic loop, a powerful engine driving you forward. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Motivation often follows action, not the other way around. Start the task even if it's just for 5 minutes. Commit to the habit, even if you have to scale it back. The act of engaging often generates the very energy you thought you lacked. Discipline provides the spark. Action fans, the flame. This commitment to doing the work, day in and day out, is the non-negotiable price of admission to a life of legendary achievement. It's where potential meets reality. It's how visions are built, one deliberate action at a time. Amidst the drive, the discipline, the relentless action towards a vision, there lies a quiet power often overlooked, but profoundly essential. Gratitude. This isn't mere politeness or a passive acknowledgement of good fortune. Active, intentional gratitude is a habit of legends, a force that reframes perspective, fuels resilience, and amplifies the very wins you are striving for each day. Winning every day doesn't mean every day will be easy or filled only with triumph. Challenges are inevitable. Setbacks occur. Moments of doubt creep in. In these moments, and indeed in moments of success as well, gratitude acts as an anchor. It shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present. It counters the mind's natural tendency to dwell on the negative, the frustrating, the incomplete. Think about it when you are immersed in disciplined action, pushing towards ambitious goals. It's easy to become fixated on the gap, the distance between where you are and where you want to be. This fixation can breed anxiety, impatience, and dissatisfaction, even amidst progress. Gratitude interrupts this pattern. It forces you to pause and recognize the resources you do have, the progress you have made, the support systems that exist, the very opportunity to strive that the day presents. Cultivating gratitude as a daily habit can be simple. It might be taking a few moments each morning to list 3 things you are genuinely thankful for, not abstract concepts, but specific elements. The quiet focus you achieved yesterday, a helpful conversation, the strength to face a difficult task, the technology that enables your work, the roof over your head. It could be reflecting at the end of the day, acknowledging not just the big wins, but the small graces, the lessons learned even from failures. This practice does something remarkable to your mindset. It trains your brain to scan for the positive. It builds a buffer against adversity. When you regularly acknowledge what's good, the impact of the bad is lessened. You develop a more balanced, resilient perspective. A challenging project becomes less daunting when you are grateful for the skills you possess to tackle it. A criticism stings less when you are thankful for the opportunity to learn and improve. Furthermore, gratitude enhances your relationships, a cornerstone. Dale Carnegie himself championed. Expressing genuine appreciation to colleagues, mentors, family, and friends strengthens bonds, fosters goodwill, and creates a more positive, supportive environment. People are more willing to help collaborate with and support someone who recognizes and values their contributions. Enthusiasm, Carnegie taught, is contagious, and gratitude is a powerful form of positive enthusiasm. Gratitude is not about denying difficulty. It's about acknowledging the good that coexists with it. It's about recognizing that even on the toughest days, there are things to appreciate. This perspective shift is crucial for long-term sustainability. Relentless striving without gratitude leads to burnout. Striving with gratitude creates a positive feedback loop where appreciation fuels further effort, and effort generates more reasons to be appreciative. In the context of winning the day, gratitude ensures you savor the small victories along the way. It prevents the journey towards your grand vision from becoming a joyless march. It reminds you that the process itself, the act of learning, growing, and contributing, holds inherent value. By consciously practicing gratitude, you enrich the present moment, strengthen your resolve, and cultivate the positive mental attitude essential for facing whatever the day may bring. It's the quiet hum beneath the engine of action, keeping everything running smoothly, sustainably, and meaningfully. The path of legends, the journey of winning day after day, is never a straight, predictable line. It's a winding river, encountering rocks, bends, and unexpected currents. This inevitability demands another critical habit: adaptability fused with deep-seated resilience. The world changes, plans falter, obstacles emerge from unforeseen directions. The ability not just to withstand these shifts, but to adapt, learn, and grow because of them is paramount. Think of water carving a canyon. It doesn't smash through the rock with brute force initially. It flows. It finds the path of least resistance. It adapts its course around obstacles. Yet over time, with persistence, its gentle adaptive pressure achieves monumental results. Adaptability is this fluid strength. It's the willingness to let go of rigid expectations, to pivot when necessary, and to find new solutions when the old ones no longer serve. Winning the day often means adjusting the plan midstream. A sudden crisis demands your attention. A key assumption proves false. A competitor makes an unexpected move. The rigid mind breaks under such pressure. The adaptable mind bends, assesses, and reroutes. This requires humility, the acceptance that you don't have all the answers and that your initial strategy might need refinement. It requires creativity, the ability to see new possibilities and forge new paths. Consider the early pioneers of aviation after the Wright brothers. Success wasn't instantaneous or linear. Designs failed. Crashes happened. Each setback, however, provided invaluable data. Those who succeeded were not necessarily the ones with the most brilliant initial design, but those who could rapidly learn from failure, adapt their approach, and try again. They embraced experimentation. They saw failure not as an endpoint, but as a crucial part of the iterative process of innovation. This adaptability is deeply intertwined with resilience. Resilience is the capacity to bounce back from adversity, to absorb shocks without shattering, to maintain forward momentum even after being knocked down. It's the psychological and emotional fortitude that allows you to persist when things get tough. Resilience isn't the absence of difficulty. It's the strength to navigate through it. Like a muscle, resilience is built through stress and recovery. Every challenge overcome, every setback navigated, every fear faced. These experiences strengthen your resilience reserves. Avoiding difficulty doesn't make you stronger. It leaves you unprepared for the inevitable storms. Legends understand this. They don't necessarily seek out hardship, but they don't shrink from it either. They view challenges as opportunities to test their mettle, refine their skills, and deepen their resolve. Lincoln faced constant opposition, military defeats, and personal tragedy during the Civil War. His resilience, his ability to hold on to his vision and purpose, despite immense pressure and sorrow, was arguably his greatest strength. He adapted his strategies, changed. Generals endured criticism, but never wavered in his core commitment. How do you cultivate this adaptive resilience daily? First, by embracing the mindset discussed earlier, viewing challenges as opportunities. Second, through preparation, building skills, knowledge, and support systems before the crisis hits. Third, through self-care, recognizing that resilience requires physical, mental, and emotional energy, and taking steps to replenish those reserves. Fourth, by practicing detachment, learning not to take setbacks personally, but to view them objectively as problems to be solved. And fifth, by focusing on what you can control, your effort, your attitude, your response, rather than dwelling on what you cannot. Winning the day, therefore, isn't about achieving a perfect, frictionless 24 hours. It's about navigating the inevitable friction with grace and strength. It's about being flexible enough to change course when needed and resilient enough to keep going when the journey gets rough. Adaptability and resilience are the shock absorbers and the steering system that allow you to navigate the unpredictable terrain of life and continue making progress towards your vision day after challenging day. They ensure that setbacks become setups for comebacks. Flowing naturally from the need to adapt and overcome is the final perpetual habit that underpins all legendary achievement and insatiable commitment to learning and growth. The world doesn't stand still. Knowledge evolves. Skills become obsolete. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. The individual who believes they have learned all they need to know is already falling behind. Winning consistently day after day, year after year requires embracing the identity of a lifelong student. This isn't just about formal education degrees or certifications, though those can play a role. It's about cultivating a mindset of perpetual curiosity. It's about approaching each day with an eagerness to discover something new, to refine an existing skill, to understand a different perspective. It's seeing every experience, positive or negative, as a potential lesson. Think of Benjamin Franklin. Statesman, inventor, writer, scientist. His achievements spanned diverse fields driven by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and self-improvement. He famously documented his efforts to cultivate virtues, meticulously tracking his progress. He experimented constantly. He sought out conversations with experts. He read voraciously. He understood that growth wasn't an event, but a continuous process. His legendary status rests firmly on this foundation of relentless learning. In the context of winning the day, this translates into specific actions. It means dedicating time, even just 15-30 minutes, to deliberate learning, reading books or articles relevant to your field or vision, listening to podcasts, taking online courses, studying the work of masters. It means actively seeking feedback, not shying away from constructive criticism, but viewing it as invaluable data for improvement. Ask, what could I have done better today? What did I learn from that interaction? What mistake did I make that I can avoid next time? It also means embracing experimentation, trying new approaches, even small ones, testing hypotheses, being willing to step outside your comfort zone, because that is where true growth occurs. The fear of looking foolish or making a mistake can stifle learning. Legends understand that mistakes are tuition paid for valuable lessons. Furthermore, lifelong learning fosters adaptability. The more you learn, the broader your perspective becomes. The more tools you have in your toolkit, the better equipped you are to handle novel situations and unexpected challenges. Knowledge builds confidence. Skill, acquisition, breeds competence. Understanding different viewpoints enhances empathy and communication. Skills Dale Carnegie himself knew were vital for influencing others and building strong relationships. This commitment to growth also keeps the journey exciting. It prevents stagnation. When you are constantly learning, evolving, and improving, work remains engaging, challenges feel surmountable, and the vision stays fresh and compelling. You are not just repeating the same actions day after day. You are refining, upgrading, and becoming a more capable version of yourself. Winning every day, therefore, requires this forward-leaning posture, always reaching, always questioning, always seeking to understand more, to do better, to be better. It means recognizing that your current abilities are just a starting point, not a final destination. By embedding the habit of continuous learning and growth into your daily rhythm, you ensure that your capacity to win expands over time. You become not just a winner of days, but a master of progress, constantly building momentum on the upward spiral towards your ultimate potential. This commitment transforms you from someone who has habits into someone who is growth embodied. So how do you win every day? You begin within. You seize the dawn, not just as the start of hours, but as the rebirth of choice. You master your mindset, choosing strength, possibility, and resolve over fear and limitation. You forge an unshakable belief in yourself and your capacity, grounding it in the crystal clarity of your intention for this day. You lift your eyes to the horizon, connecting today's actions to a grander vision fueled by a purpose that resonates in your soul, transforming mere tasks into meaningful contributions. Then you build the bridge to reality with the steel of discipline, honoring the promises you make to your future self through consistent, relentless action. You learn to say no to the trivial and yes to the vital. You infuse this drive with the quiet power of gratitude, anchoring yourself in appreciation, finding strength in recognizing the good, and savoring the journey itself. You embrace the winding path, cultivating the adaptability of flowing water and the resilience of tempered steel, turning obstacles into detours and setbacks into lessons. And finally, you commit to perpetual motion, to the upward spiral of learning and growth. You remain curious, humble, eager to improve, understanding that mastery is not a destination, but a continuous journey of refinement. These are not secrets whispered only to the chosen few. These are principles timeless and true, available to anyone willing to embrace them. These are the habits of legends, yes, but legends are not a different species. They are ordinary people who made extraordinary commitments day after day after day. Edison, Ford, Lincoln, Disney. Their names echo through history, not because of innate genius alone, but because of their unwavering dedication to these daily practices. They understood that greatness isn't bestowed, it's built. One deliberate thought, one focused action, one resilient comeback, one learned lesson at a time. Winning isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about intention. It's about showing up especially when it's hard. It's about taking command of the controllable, your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, and navigating the uncontrollable with grace and grit. This day, your day stretches before you. It holds infinite potential. It is unwritten. Will you let it be dictated by circumstance, by inertia, by the whims of the world? Or will you pick up the pen? Will you infuse it with purpose? Will you shape it with discipline? Will you meet its challenges with resilience? Will you choose consciously, deliberately, powerfully to win? The choice as always rests with you. The habits are clear. The path is illuminated. The legends have shown the way. Now step into the light of this day. Own it, shape it, live it with intention. Build your legacy not in grand pronouncements, but in the quiet, consistent mastery of the present moment. Win today. Then wake up tomorrow and do it again. That is how legends are made. That is how life is won.